You know what time it is. You know what time it is.
How firm thy friendship. Oh, how
you know what time it is. I'm raw with them boys of the fall. You know what time it is. On the ground with a nose for the ball. You know what time it is. Blood, sweat, and them tears for this game. Leaving it all out on the field with no fear for you lames. Yeah, you know what time it is. Come brawl with them boys of the fall. Covered in gray and scarlet, massive, stiff arms to your jaw. We breaking it. We sick of seeing you clowns with the crown. We taking it.
What up, Buckeye Nation? Welcome to the Buckeye Boys, where we talk about college football with real fans. I'm Devin. That's Mello. And before I go any further, we're just going to do a little bit of reminiscing of not that long ago. Enjoy.
That's it. We're moving the ball up and down the field. On defense, keep swinging, man. Just keep swinging. They're going to make some plays. They're a good football team. But you got to rally back. But I'm just telling you, this is going to be a war right now. It's going to be a war in the second half, but we got to finish this thing off. This is it. Andy out.
Pressure comes. Wide open is blue. Texas strikes again.
All right, fellas. As we know, it's going to take 4 quarters. It's going to take 4 quarters. We have to play 4 quarters. And the same thing that we talked about before, man. Like, think about it. When the 4 quarters go up, man, we got to go. 4 quarters in the air, but we got to go take that thing and find a way.
Set up for a classic final quarter here.
14-14, Ohio State and Texas dead even with the 4th quarter about to start at the Cotton Bowl.
Check down. It's Scott who makes the catch, and they close it down. Running hard, but not enough for a first down. Howard will run it. Keep it. Breaks a tackle. They do convert. Judkins. Touchdown. Ohio State takes the lead. Play action. Ewers looking downfield. It's good. Leonard makes the grab at the 15. Ohio State's been very, very tough in this goal line defense all season long. Jarrett Gibson is their short yardage back. He's got the ball. I'm telling you, you can try pitch on the edge. Strung out. Drop for a loss. Ewers deflected at the line and it falls incomplete. It's not do or die, but it's close for Ewers. Pressure comes. Sawyer knocked it out and picks it up. Jack Sawyer headed down the sidelines.
Sawyer's picked it up and he's running down the right side. Jack Sawyer is going to take it into the end zone.
Dagger from 82 yards.
I just got to know, Mello, when you were watching that game on TV and they were down there at the goal line, like what emotions were you going through as a fan? Like when they drove the ball down there, it's 1st and goal. You know, are you thinking they're about to tie it, or what you thinking, man?
Man, truthfully, I'm gonna be 100% honest. I was sitting there praying the whole time, after every possession, just God, lift them up so they could exalt your name and lead more followers toward you. And then every play, I was just sweating. My palms are sweating. And then when Jack made that play, I jumped straight up in the theater room and just screamed, ran around my house screaming, just pumped, man. At that moment, that's when I knew we were going to win the national championship. That was the very moment I knew Notre Dame had nothing for us.
Yeah. If I'm being honest, of course I was there with my little brother and tensions were extremely high. I mean, I had to break up a fight between my brother and a Texas fan around that time. But if I'm honest, in my mind, I wasn't nervous, but I expected them to score. I was like, all right, they're going to score here. And the reason why I wasn't nervous is because I had all the faith that we were going to trot down the field and kick a field goal or score. Like, that's honestly what was going through my mind. I was not thinking we were going to stop them from scoring. I just, because they ran down the field pretty easily, to be honest with you. So I was like, dude, what the heck? And then Jack got that, and oh my Lord, I was I definitely couldn't talk after the game. But I just wanted to do a little reminiscing there. We're going to be doing that again. No, I should have started with the Tennessee game, but I didn't. But at the beginning of every show, because I don't know, man, that was some historical stuff. As an Ohio State fan, and even as a college football fan, the type of run that this team went on was absolutely wild. But chat, we appreciate you guys for showing up, man. Hit that like button. Take this time, man. Share this feed on your X account right now, your Instagram, your Facebook. And just a reminder, man, we haven't had any new members on the channel for a good minute. So don't forget to do that, man. Become a member, support the channel. There's no member videos or anything, but that money that gets put in goes back into the channel for ticket giveaways, for trivia and different things like that. So it gets poured back into so you guys can have a better experience with this show. But Mello, how was Mother's Day for you, by the way?
All good. Fed my mom. Then I had to go to the airport, pick up my niece and her husband. They came back from a cruise, a wedding cruise. Then went to their house, ate some food, and then came back here and just been chilling ever since. How about you?
It was pretty chill. I mean, my mom's in Ohio, so I got her some flowers going to her work tomorrow. But it was raining, man, a rainy day. But shout out all moms. Happy Mother's Day. I used to say, man, when I used to be in rehab and whatnot, and people would ask me about my mom, I would always say, like, she could literally run the United States as a side hobby. So what some of these moms do out there just blows my mind, man, with how much they keep on top of stuff and get things done. So it's pretty cool, man. I got mad respect for all moms out there. But
salute to the moms. We appreciate you guys. Without you, none of this would be possible. We wouldn't be here. So shout out to all the moms out there, especially the Buckeye moms and the BBZ family moms.
Yeah, for sure, man. We got some recruiting updates for you. Nothing too wild, just some cool things to go over. We got a video of some coaches, a coach swimming with a player. So we'll play that and discuss that as well. We got a potential Buckeye committing tomorrow. We'll go over that as well. And then we're going to give you our top 5 transfers. Buckeyes got 10 transfers in. We're going to give you our list in terms of who's going to make an impact this year, 1 through 5. I'll start off with a really cool offer that happened today. I've been waiting for this one. Knew it was kind of going to happen. But Jet Harrison, Marvin Harrison's little brother. Here is his highlights. Doesn't have like a big stream of highlights, but he's got like per game highlights. And I went through all of them, picked this out. The way he goes after, the way he catches it. No surprise here. Reminds you a lot of Marvin. But what are your thoughts on this one?
He's very smooth, man. Kind of reminds me of his dad a little bit, actually.
Yeah.
What do we have like any of his height and weight information? Because I think he's a true freshman.
Oh yeah, he's a 2028. He's a 2028 prospect for sure, but I can get that very fast.
And while you're looking that up, what I'm thinking about is how cool will it be to have Jet Harrison and JJ's little brother in the same wide receiver room.
Yeah, he's 6'1", 175. So it's hilarious, dude, because I'm on Twitter today and people put that out there. And I commented on it. I put breaking Con3 reporting that he's a potential flip prospect. They expect him to commit to Ohio State, but flip on signing day. So everybody get ready, man. This is going to be another one, but a super early one. Another cool little thing I saw, 2027 offensive tackle out of Ohio, Khalil Johnson, ran into a Buckeye legend right here, man, Paris. So he's a big-time player. Again, another early recruit. We don't cover early recruits too often. We're about to have a stream of interviews from 2027 recruits that have received Ohio State offers. But keep an eye on this name here, man. Top 200 recruit so far. As you can see, he's like 6'7", 6'6", something like
he's
that.
already like similar size to Paris. Obviously, Paris has more width to him after being in the weight room for 4 years and plus an NFL pro. But height-wise, they're pretty similar height.
Yeah, for sure. So, Coach Bowen, I mean, we're raving about the 2026 class and the work that he's putting in, but behind the scenes, man, he's already getting on that 2027 class. There's a lot of offers out, and again, completely different strategy, and I love it, man. Mello, we're gonna bring this next topic up. I'm just gonna let you talk about it because I got to find some things on X, this video and whatnot. But
do your thing.
let me pull this up so you know exactly what we're talking about here. Boom. There we go.
Hey, look at that.
Fill us in, dude.
What a masterclass. So if you guys don't know, we'll start from the left and work our way to the right. Far left, you have the DC, Matt Patricia. I like to call him Matty P. Right next to him on his left immediately is one of the GOAT linebackers to ever come through Ohio State, and that's James Laurinaitis. And right in the middle, right next to him, to the left of him, is the best linebacker I've ever seen in high school, and that's Tyler Atkinson. And right next to him, you might know that guy in the pink. His name is OG Walt. So this comes out after Tyler Atkinson names Ohio State the clear leader on his board. And a couple of days later, you get the conglomerate to come down and visit you down in Grayson, Georgia. It must have been an awesome feeling. Look at that smile that Tyler has. That's the smile of a future Buckeye legend. And everybody looks so happy. The chemistry is good. Contrary to what people think, his best relationship is actually with James Laurinaitis. And I just can't wait to see this kid in scarlet and gray. I'm already going to get this is my plan. I'm going to order a Buckeye 16 jersey, scarlet and gray, and put Atkinson on the back and show up to at least 3 of his games this season and make sure he sees it and sees me wearing it. And I
love the strategy. Love the strategy.
Yes,
acting up. Yeah, he said he came to the spring game and a lot of the crowd was yelling, acting up. So that was pretty cool. There's a lot of things to break down in this picture, man. Number one, Matty P, man, a defensive coordinator on the road recruiting. We've heard so many times how recruits love talking football with him. So brilliant move to bring him along, a player of Tyler Atkinson's caliber. He's the best defensive player in this class. It's not, he just is. It is what it is, man. Yep. Another thing to break down is what's going on over on the Georgia boards, right? So everybody thinks, Georgia lock. But what we have going on their boards is they're talking about just sign Jared Curtis. That's a lot of nil money. And they're probably going to sign Jackson Cantwell as well. That's a $2 million a year nil money. Do they have the funds to bring in a Tyler Atkinson level type player as well? There's different sides to that because Ohio State isn't going to, pay what most teams would pay. I mean, he is going to make plenty of money. They will pay him. He is a top target for Ohio State, regardless of position. So it's an interesting thing, right, to break that down. But Mello, I wanted to ask you, Jared Curtis, Jackson Cantwell, or Tyler Atkinson, you could only have one in your class. Which one would you pick?
Tyler Atkinson, period. All day. It's not even
Why?
It's not even close because Tyler Atkinson, what he could do for you on defense, nobody else can do. He's a unicorn. That's like asking, would you rather have Jared Curtis, Jackson Cantwell, or J.J. Smith coming out of high school? J.J. Smith all day. That's what Tyler Atkinson is on the linebacker realm. And it's just a fact. Like, it's hard. People don't understand that, but it's true. Another thing that's understated is how close Tyler Atkinson is with Chris Henry. Tyler Atkinson and Chris Henry both have the same sponsors. They're great friends along with Jakeem Stewart. So that's just something to keep an eye on and just think about while you're digesting this Tyler Atkinson to Columbus, because it's going to happen. I know people are out there playing the fence because they're like, I can't believe we're going to take somebody out of Georgia. Grayson is not a feeding ground for UGA. It's just not. Neither is Buford. So it's actually realistic. And him saying that we're at the top with all the trips he made to Georgia, that should tell you how far behind Georgia was to begin with and how far they still are behind.
Yeah, man. I mean, from the very beginning, I've never really felt we were going to get him because, if I'm honest with myself as a football fan, linebacker in Georgia, that's a pretty smart move for a linebacker to go to Georgia. I think that's about to change. But in terms of, if I'm honest, you compare that to Ohio State, which is a better place for linebackers to go? Well, in recent past, the answer is Georgia. What James Laurinaitis is doing, though, the future of that room is, we got Sonny Styles, Arvell Reese, Riley Pettijohn. Those are SEC linebackers, and with James Laurinaitis' stature and his, things that he's accomplished throughout his career, they're going to bring that room to the next level. So I really like our shots with Tyler Atkinson, and he is, you got recruits like Felix Ojo and Tyler Atkinson. Those are two recruits that Ryan Day is investing a lot of his personal time in as well. So we will see. Speaking of James Laurinaitis in linebackers, man, recent picture of Riley Pettijohn, man, just going to be an absolute unit for the Buckeyes. It goes to show you the type of players that James Laurinaitis is bringing into this program. That's a freshman right there, still should be in high school, came in early. You can just tell that, that the look of him as an athlete matches his track times, his speed, his ability. And that's not even bringing up the football acumen that this young man has. But get excited for Riley Pettijohn as well. And then you look at the future of our 2026 class with Sincere Johnson and CJ Sana, and then possibly Tyler Atkinson as well. Like I said, you're going to go from, Georgia might have the upper hand at the linebacker position to Ohio State might become new LBU.
So I'm going to tell you guys just what I literally was just texting Duke right now. He's going to be a freshman All-American. I'm calling it right now. This kid is going to be a freshman All-American. There's a lot of stuff out there I'm not going to put out. I'll let his dad put it out if he wants to. But a lot of the testing scores, he's absolutely annihilating testing scores at Ohio State right now. And I won't put it out. His dad didn't give him permission. So if Pops Pod wants to put that out or whatever, they can. Also, I'm going to correct something Devin just said. The 2026 class will have Tyler Atkinson in it, and it will be the best linebacker class in a long time. Anywhere, not just Ohio State, just anywhere. And LBU will be back because in the late 90s, the early 2000s, mid 2000s, Ohio State was LBU. So all we're doing is taking the crown back.
Yeah, for sure. Like the future there, along with several other positions here at Ohio State. Ryan Day is just building something super special, man. All right. We're here, man. We're here to this is it. We saw a recent commitment from Richard Wesley. He was a 2027 and then reclassified to 2026. Made a visit to Ohio State. Everybody was getting excited, man. But not saying this kid is it, but there's this pattern here recently of, these dollar signs are making a lot of these kids reclassify, wanting that money a little sooner. That's an option. I have no idea if this is the case here, but when we're about to go over some details that we've learned based off this commitment here, it kind of leans in that direction. But again, dude, if I had to make that decision as a younger kid as well, shoot, if I didn't have people around me to guide me, I would not make the right decision. And you're about to hear what happens when you don't have people around you guiding you specifically in that moment, man. So I'm just going to go ahead and play this, man. Kids, beware. If you got little kids watching, it's probably time to get them away from the screen. They don't need to be seeing this type of stuff right now. But Dan Lanning, well, just here it is, man.
Oh, didn't see you there. Well, all the schools
they all show me, types of love, but there's one school, show me the most love, and, I guess that's where I'm going. You ready, Coach?
Let's get it. Whoa. It's time, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, so Melo, tell us what you know about this commitment so far. Can't hear you, Melo. You're on mute, bud.
My bad. I was laughing earlier, so I didn't want to laugh while you were talking because I clicked in my head what video you were pulling up. But first off, that was very cringeworthy. I don't know what's up with Dan Lanning. He's a weirdo. Honestly, he's just desperate because what type of coach allows a kid to commit on their first visit without their parents, and allows them and probably pressed them? And the reason Dan Lanning's feeling that heat, he's losing a lot of recruiting battles, and his fan base is asking a lot of questions of him. So he probably pressured this kid. Then come to find out, the kid never even told his parents. Do you remember something similar happening like that? It happened with us last year. Naeem Alford. His parents didn't know he was going to commit. He just did it. But at least his parents were there when he did it. This kid's parents weren't even there. So the dad immediately calls up his son, Richard, and he's like, hey, what are you doing? Like, what's going on? Son had too much fun. His son, so the dad told the son, hey, you're not shutting down your commitment. And Richard was all in, like, yeah, we're not shutting down the commitment. Keep the OVs. So he's highly on our flip watch. I do not see him in his class. Think about how pissed off those parents probably are. You let my son commit to you while I wasn't there? Like, what type of coach are you? You just let him make a life-changing, altering decision without talking to his parents. Do you think those parents are gonna trust Dan Lanning with their child for the next 4 years? Highly doubtful. So shout out to Dan Lanning for possibly screwing that up.
Yeah, man, that's the first thing that popped in my mind when I heard that news is, dude, I mean, if I picture how Ryan Day would have handled that situation, number one, if the kid said he wants to commit, I mean, the first words out of his mouth probably would have been, let's call your parents. You know what I mean? It's not, yes, let's do this thing. Let's get a video online and whatnot. And obviously in today's day and age, I don't know. It's a very cringy video to do. I mean, it looks like Dan Lanning got caught up in the excitement as well from landing this kid because the dude's a very good football player. You know what I mean? But today's day and age, I would have just held back from doing that and putting that out there. I mean, an innocent video, but dude, anymore, man, you just don't want that type of look going around. It just, it's the Brian Kelly type of videos we used to see of him.
I think it worked for that.
I know. I think Dan Lanning just took the crown from him. I really do. I think this is more cringeworthy than that. And that's I didn't think I'd ever say that. You know what I mean? But we'll see what happens with it. Bob Myers, heck yeah, thank you so much for the $10, man. Super chats are open and they go to good causes. So we appreciate you guys for supporting the channel, man. All right, on to some more exciting news for Ohio State. We have a commitment happening tomorrow. 2026 cornerback Jordan Thomas out of Bergen Catholic, New Jersey. He is 6'1", 185 pounds, ranked the 125th player nationally, ranked the 16th corner in the nation. He is Ohio State's #1 corner in this class. They have been recruiting him as a #1 corner. He said it in his interview as well with all his finalists. And you get to Ohio State and he talks about how he is Ohio State's #1 priority. So we are expecting a Buckeye commitment tomorrow. Melo, you can go in on him. I'm going to pull up his highlights while you talk.
For sure. So JT out of Bergen Catholic, same place Quincy Porter went to high school, same place Taiwan Malone went to high school and was lined up in the slot catching touchdowns. This kid is dynamic. He has fluid hips. He's long, just the type of player OG Walt is trying to turn his DB room into, especially with the taller wide receivers everyone is recruiting right now. He's not scared of contact. He's not scared to hit. He's not scared to take on tackles and offensive linemen and coming up and making tackles and run support. He's also good enough and elite enough that he can also play the nickel. He could play outside. He can also play a little bit of safety if need be, which adds even more versatility to the backfield and to the defense and what we can do, especially with Matt Patricia at the DC that likes to mix it up. So I'm looking forward to this kid. I'm thinking right now we put in a Buckeye boys boom already, I believe. So I believe he's going to commit to us, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, for sure, man. When, the more that you watch, some of these targets that Ohio State goes after, you kind of start to see some of the patterns, some attributes of players that coaches like, and Coach Walt, that 6', 6'1" type of range. But one for sure is corners that don't mind getting their hands dirty. You watched Denzel Burke play last year, and yeah, he had some upsets in coverage, but the run support and the smackdowns that these players put on players, I mean, this dude, he's grinding, man, not afraid to come up and stop a run, get his hands dirty. And you see how physical of a corner that he is. Tried looking up some of his track times and stuff. I couldn't find any, but Coach Walt recruiting him as the number one corner in their class says all I need to know about it. So we'll see tomorrow at 2:30. We will be live on the Buckeye Boys and Buckeye Scoop channel. We'll be pulling some of you guys up in the chat to talk about this. Justice, I forget his name. The other, there's another corner.
Fitzpatrick?
That Justice Fitzpatrick is the other one that Coach Walt is after right now. But we fully expect Justin to commit to the good guys tomorrow, adding to this phenomenal class. And I'm pumped about it, man. So, Mello, anything else on him before I pull his tape down?
Yeah, absolutely. Also, I forgot to mention he's a 4.0 student, and with the Catholic schools in New Jersey, I went to Catholic schools, so I know this unless they change the standard. A 93 is an A-, a 92 is a B+, and he's a 4.0 student. So the boy's smart.
Yeah, loves the Lord, man. Big time on his faith with Jesus. So that's really cool to see as well. Yo, shout out Donald and Karen. What's up, man? I haven't seen you for a minute. Gifted 5 Buckeye Boys memberships. Thank you so much, man. We appreciate that.
Donald.
YouTube gives them out to random people. So I'll never understand that. I don't know why they don't let us choose who they go to, or whoever's buying them should be able to choose who gets them. But whatever, they don't do that. All right, man, to wrap it up, dude, Ohio State, this transfer class, we took in 10 transfers. I'll list them off, and then, Mella, I'll open the floor to you to give us who your top 5 are. And this top 5 is for impact this year on the field, not down the road. We're going to go 1 through 5 of who's going to make the biggest impact this year. So we got long snapper Grant Mills. We got linebacker Ty Hayward, Bo Jackson's brother. We got offensive lineman from West Virginia, Justice Terry. We got the kicker, Jackson Corvell. We got offensive tackle from Minnesota, Phillip Daniels. Defensive end, Logan George from FCS. Running back, CJ Donaldson, another West Virginia player. They've been kind to us this portal class. Defensive end, Bo Atkinson out of North Carolina. Tight end, Max Clare out of Purdue, number 1 tight end in the transfer portal and in college football this year. Hide and watch. Offensive tackle, Ethan Anianwa. Mello, give us your list. Chat, you are also involved in this. Hit us with your 1 through 5, man, on who is going to have impacts on the field this year, 1 through 5.
So for me, at 1, I'm going with Ethan. And for obvious reason, he plays left tackle. He has to protect the blind side of who I think will be the starting QB in Julian Sayin. But even if it's Lincoln or Tavian, he has to protect their blind side. And he also has to create running lanes and running holes and be able to double team and have good chemistry with the left guard. So that's number 1 for me. Number 2 is Bo Atkinson for me. The reason I have him as number 2 is because I feel like defensive end is where we lack the most depth. But now we have a pretty good, solid rotation right now. I would have to say KJ, Caden Curry, Bo, and CJ. Saw CJ working real hard with Arvell Reese during their downtime, looking like he's working on some new pass rushing moves with BT Jordan. So I feel like we have really good depth there, along with the freshmen that are coming in, like Epi and all the other ones that are on the team. For 3, this one was a little more tough for me. I was trying to decide between Max Clare and CJ. And the reason I went with CJ at 3 is because I just think Jelani's just going to have such a huge role this year as tight end. Not saying that Max Clare isn't as well. I think they're both going to be used, but I think CJ is going to be leaned on heavily in the run game with James People. And they're going to try to use him the same that they used Trey and Q last year. And for number 4, I have Max Clare. I think Max Clare is going to have a phenomenal season. I think with him and Jelani and CJ in the backfield and James People, I think this offense is going to be nearly impossible to stop no matter who we face. I'm looking forward to August 30th to see how Brian Hartline is going to deploy all these weapons that he has. And it should be an exciting season. For number 5, I have Phillip Daniels. I had to go with another offensive lineman. It adds depth. We saw last year that O-lineman can get hurt. Is not as for Ohio State is not as common as maybe other injuries at other position groups. But now we have a bona fide right tackle that could either be a 1 or he could be a 2 and start for us either way and give valuable depth or starting minutes. What you got over there, brother?
I'm going to hit on this first, man.
Okay.
I'm going to say a little prayer. Donald and Karen said, please pray for my mom. She has stage 4 Bowes cancer. She has 6 months left. Just wanted her to be comfortable and not suffer. Thank you. I'm going to say a quick prayer, if you don't mind. Dear Lord, we love you. We thank you for your son that you sacrificed for us. We thank you for your love, your grace, and your mercy, Lord. And we just ask that you just cover Donald's mother right now in that love, in that comfort, in that peace. And we know that she is going to a better place. And just ask for your hands to be all over her right now and that your will be done. In your name we pray. Amen. Yeah, Donald and Karen, so sorry to hear that, man. It's never good news, man, at all. But, lean into the Lord, man. We're here for you. Yeah.
Lord Jesus, just hold Donald and Karen close, comfort them and their family, be their rock, because this is hard. We all have moms. We know how important moms are to us and how much we love them and how much they mean to us. We just ask that you will be with them and just allow them to see the big picture. We know you have a plan for us and we don't always understand it. Sometimes we question it, but you're perfect and your will be done in their lives as well. And just hold them tight. This we ask in your son's name. Amen.
Amen. Yeah, Donald, prayers, man. You got my number. You need anything, let me know. As far as the transfers, man, we were pretty close on our list. I got number 1, Ethan Onianwa. As far as tackles go, Austin Saraveld going over to right tackle really helped us out there. I'll get more into depth in that when I go further down the list here, but we needed a left tackle, man, with experience to come in. We know how important that position is, so he is number 1 for me. There really wasn't anybody close. That wasn't a hard decision for me. The next one was a little bit harder of a decision, but not so much. I got number 2, Bo Atkinson, defensive end. I mean, you see our defensive end depth that we have on this team right now. We needed some help. We lost all our defensive line, and with the recruiting that's been going on at the defensive end position, we needed some help. And Bo Atkinson's going to come in and make an impact immediately and possibly be a starter. Number 3, I got Max Clare, man, strictly because of how good he is. I think the running back position, Melo, you chose CJ. I don't mind that decision either. But I think Max Clare is just very special, man. And with all these receivers being covered this year, I think any linebacker going up against Max Clare, and with the attention being put on our receivers, I think he's going to have some pretty big numbers this year. Number 4, I got CJ Donaldson. I think probably he would be my number 1 sleeper in the transfer portal class. I think people are sleeping on him pretty heavy. They think because he came from West Virginia and had the yardage he had over there, he was number 2 back at West Virginia, that automatically he's going to come in here and not live up to something. Well, he lost a lot of weight, and we saw what Coach Locke did with Trey. And what's the other? And Q. So that coaching, the high state caliber defense he's going up against every day, I think he's going to make some serious impact. Number 5 was the hardest one for me, but ultimately I went with Logan George, defensive end, strictly because of our defensive end depth. Now you could say, well, what about our offensive tackle depth? Totally. You can flip-flop these. I just think Logan George this year is going to make a bigger impact strictly because we got dude going to right tackle now. And I've already forgot his name, even though
Austin
I just said it
Saraveld?
5 seconds ago. Austin Saraveld. Going to right tackle really frees us up on the offensive line to adjust and move some players around. But Philip Daniels, he's very close behind because of what he's doing this offseason and how serious he's taking this. We've heard about Tywan Malone, a player that's really, really grinding it out, trying to make an impact. Philip Daniels is another one of those players coming in here about his business, really putting the work in. So I don't know, man. Like, we'll see. He could be pressing some people that are starting right now. With his aggressive type behavior, needs to work on the penalty things. But I think we've seen that Ohio State can knock some penalties out of some offensive linemen. Josh Simmons as an example.
Sure. I had a question.
Yeah, man. Just real fast, Jackson Corvell, the kicker. I love that, man. He's going to be. We'll see. He could potentially come in for these longer kicks because he has shown he can make those. But we'll see. Might see a 2-kicker system this year. You never know. And then Justin Terry, the offensive line, I think he's more of a developmental one, has a lot of eligibility left. But what up, Mello?
Yeah, so I wanted to go back to the O-line now since we were talking about it. If Austin Saraveld starts at right tackle, who do you got starting at right guard?
Tegra. So I got Austin Saraveld, right tackle, Tegra Shabola, right guard, Carson Hensman, center, Luke, left guard, and Ethan Onianwa at left tackle. I
like that. I like that lineup. I want Tegra to get some more nasty with him and just to improve. My whole thought with Phillip, and I like that because Phillip could come and be rotational depth as well, right? So, like, my thing with Phillip, if you start Phillip, then you move Austin to right guard, and I think that might be your. I have the rest is we're in sync with. I think that might be a phenomenal starting offensive line, but if Tegra makes the necessary improvements, then I don't mind that one either. So either way, I think we're good.
You know what I heard recently from somebody out of the Woody is that look for Philip Daniels to take Tegra Shabola's starting right guard job. So,
wow.
Yeah, that was an interesting little thing that somebody threw out there to me to keep an eye on. And I was like, oh, that's interesting, man. So we'll see. We know Ryan Day, they're big this year on you got to have 2 positions on the offensive line, which is complete opposite of the way it used to be. But we're about to go to a 16-team playoff. So, I mean,
that's
crazy, the season's longer. You're going to have that, especially with the scholarships going to 105, which is looking like that's what's going to happen. Going to have a scholarship limit of 105. So, what up, Cleveland Mike? He said, did we see Josh Pate's spring rankings?
I did not.
No, I haven't.
What were they? Drop the top 5. What? He hates us.
Oh, for sure, dude. Out of all the fan bases, Ohio State fans, they hold Pate pretty accountable on there. Dude, I'm on his page. I can't find it.
Here it is. But where he has us at least at 8. Yeah,
what?
I think is Josh Pate's just in his feelings because Buckeye Nation has been on him about this team up north thing. He started off with nothing's going to happen because the networks, which makes 0 sense because the networks aren't paying for postseason bands. They pay for regular season games. And I mean, they're not going to care. They're going to get their money. People are still going to watch Team Up North, whether they're bowl eligible or not. So, I mean, even his logic on why they wouldn't do it in this scenario makes zero sense. Sometimes, like I said, the most popular and even intelligent people just don't know, especially if you're national like that, because you could get spread thin and you can't track everything that's going on. So I don't blame him. I still like his show. But like Ohio State at 8, he lost his rabbit mind.
You know, man, I pray that, well, let me start with this. You know, I follow a lot of guys on like YouTube and I, you know, respect their football acumen and their decisions that they make. And what I've noticed over the past couple years is some of them start to get more clicky, man. Some of them, they put out takes that, I mean, you just know they're doing it to stir people up and get clicks and whatnot. And I pray that doesn't happen to us, Mello, on this channel, that we always say what's on our mind and what the heck we think, dude, because I've seen it from people that I'm like, wow, seriously? I mean, just recently, there's 2 on the top of my mind where they put out takes, Homer takes on their team or something, and they'll argue it and go to their death with it when it's just like, well, dude, take yourself out of the fandom realm and look at this in a bigger picture. Your take is, that's horrible. You're missing so many things here. I mean, to have Ohio State at 8 and Georgia at 11, what are the teams ahead of them? What 7 teams did he put in front of Ohio State? I mean, you have the right to make your own opinion or whatever, but I'm like, dude, I can't think of 7. Okay, Penn State, Texas. He had to have Oregon in front of him. He had to have Clemson. He had to have Clemson in front of him. What's he got? He's got LSU in front of him, probably.
Notre Dame.
Dude, LSU was at 5. Yeah, Notre Dame. So we're still missing 1. What, South Carolina or something? Let me find out. Dude, put Indiana or
it better not be Bama.
Oh my Lord. Might be. But yeah, he's honestly, he's accomplishing his goal because we're sitting here talking about it. And now anybody who hasn't seen that is going to go click on it to see for themselves. So
valid point.
Valid point. Bro.
Bama.
Don't get me wrong.
Hold up. I'm sorry. He has Bama at 3. All right. We don't need to talk about Josh Pate. He's unserious right now. He's not. I can't take him serious.
Clemson at 1. Okay. I mean, that's better than Alabama at 3. What?
I can't take him serious with that Bama.
Yeah.
Like, okay, LSU is not better than us. You can have an argument for Clemson. You can have an argument for Penn State. You can have an argument for Texas. You can even somewhat have an argument for Notre Dame. But the rest of that's just laughable, man. Like, that list needs to be thrown out and burned.
I could have swore that when all this scum punishment stuff came out, that I watched several Josh Pate videos of him saying they're getting a slap on the wrist.
Yep.
I could have swore. And he kept saying the TV networks, there's no way they're going to punish them and lose all that revenue. Well, dude, they didn't make any revenue this year. They weren't in the playoffs. Everything was fine, dude. People are acting like scum has been in the mix. Dude, how long has it been? 30 years since they were in the mix for anything. I mean, we've been fine without them. And then, but here recently, now he's saying, yes, he thinks wins are going to get vacated. He thinks there's going to be postseason bans. It's like, bro, and there's so many other shows that did that. We have always stood firm here. We have never went from they're getting hammered. But even people that I respected before this, it's twisting their minds up because they went from slap on the wrist to as soon as Sharon Moore got the 2-game suspension or whatever, they're like, oh yeah, they're going to get hammered. And they talk on their shows like they've been saying that. It's like, dude, stand on business, stand on what you said. Don't just change, man. Like,
it's out there, and all those people that were hating on Scoop, you look like a bozo, straight up. Honestly, you look stupid. That's just a simple fact. Now you want to move the goalposts after they self-imposed a 2-game suspension. There's a lot of y'all. I'm not going to call you out by name because it's unnecessary, but I could. I remember every single one of you that were going at Scoop and talking about, I remember Josh Pate saying anybody that thought it was going to be postseason bowl bins or vacation, never mind, I'll leave it alone. But there's people calling people stupid for having that point of view. And now they're all of a sudden they have that point of view. You're a little late. It was pretty obvious from the beginning.
And it's like before, if you didn't think they were going to get the hammer, that's okay. You're allowed to think that. If you think they are going to get the hammer, that's okay. You're allowed to think that. But no new evidence has come out or anything. But to go from, no, they're getting a slap on the wrist, calling people stupid, that's saying they're getting the hammer, arguing about it, having show after show, article after article, and all of a sudden switching and not coming out and saying, hey, I've changed my mind, but to continue to talk like you've always known they were going to get the hammer. I mean, that says a lot about, I don't know, how you live your life to me. Like if you're going to do that, it's like, come out and say, well, I used to think they weren't getting the hammer, but since they're coming out and giving Sharon Moore a 2-game suspension for deleting some text messages that didn't have anything bad in them, 2-game show cause, self-implemented over text messages that didn't have anything in them anyway, and you think the largest on-field cheating scandal ever in college football, you're getting a fine and some scholarship reductions, like to go from nothing's happening to something's happening without saying that out loud. Like, yeah, man, my mind has changed. You guys that predicted the hammer way back when, you were correct. I was wrong. There's so many shows. As soon as that show cause came out for Sharon Moore, everybody popped up on live, and I go to listen to them. There are people that would make fun of people saying the hammer was coming, and they would say, I don't know, but the NCAA ain't got no nuts. It ain't going to happen. And then to come on and talk like, oh, yeah, the wins are vacated. There's postseason bans. It's just like, dude, oh, my God. I wish I was good at video editing because I would just make an entourage of all their lives and just throw it up on.
Man. So now that we're part of the big team, we might have to hit up Brandon Moses and just be like, bro, you gotta clip some of this stuff up. But I wanted to answer this because I watched the show, No Names. They were saying, I expect them to have vacated wins. I expect them to have postseason ban, but I don't expect them to get the hammer. I'm like, that's the definition of the hammer. That's what we've been saying the whole time. That's the definition of the hammer. Vacated wins, postseason bans. Period, because that alone right there is going to bring them back under 1,000 wins. If the NCAA unrecognizes their natty, then CFP is up to the CFP to either take it away or not. Who cares at that point? It's already unrecognized. And then a multi-season or even one season postseason ban, bowl ban, you're going to have kids hitting that portal and getting up out of there, and then show causes to Sharon Moore. He's going to probably be done. I would guess that they're probably going to give a lifetime ban on Harbaugh at this point because he already has, a 10-year show cause. So, I mean, mainly is the vacated wins and the postseason bowl bans and a show cause to Sharon Moore. That's the hammer. So, like, that's it. That's the hammer.
Yeah, it's I don't know at this point in time. I've always stated that the only thing I know is that their wins are getting vacated, the Big Ten title gone, and their national champion, it's gone. The NCAA will not recognize it, and in turn, the college football playoff will remove that from them. The Big Ten will do the same thing. The NCAA will say, I don't recognize that. I have said forever that's the only thing that I know is going to happen. As far as the other details, it's going to be a combination of this and that and everything. And I used to also say that I wasn't big on the postseason bans because it affected the players that didn't have anything to do with it. I have since changed my mind and no longer agree with that because of the fact that, you have to have some type of punishment for these guys. And that's just comes with the territory of playing college football and playing for an organization that does that. Like, what's going on. You got the opportunity to leave. So, I have switched sides on that by a little bit. And I think a postseason ban is deserved, but we'll see if it happens. But yeah, Sharon Moore's not going to be coaching there anymore. Ward Manuel, he's gone too. I mean, they're trying to offer these people up instead of getting rid of their natty. That's the number one thing they're trying to hold on to. That's what they care about, because other than this natty, like, that's the only thing that keeps them relevant in the past, 25 years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like,
Like,
1997.
they got all their YMCA victories from way back when they were the only college football team around, and they went to the park, found a couple people playing, they won the game and said, yes, we're national champs. It's because there's only 2 teams. You know what I'm saying, dude? So that they're trying to hang on to that, whatever. They'll give up whoever to keep their relevance.
Yeah, so Donald and Karen want to know who will they get to replace Moore when he is fired. And to be honest, that's the part that I'm worried about, because they're definitely going to get a way better coach. And it's still the team up north. Like, they have deep pockets. It's a prestigious school, even with all this BS. After the punishment comes back, they're going to be coming hard. No Diddy, pause. But they're going to be bringing it in terms of on the field and recruiting. And if they get a competent actual head coach, they're going to be a problem immediately as soon as they come off the postseason bill bans or whatever other punishments that they have. So people have to keep that in mind. This program's not going to die behind this, but they will feel the wrath and pay their penance for what they've done.
Yeah, that's a whole other topic too, because if it all comes crashing down, all wins vacated, 2 to 4-year postseason ban, scholarship reductions, big fine, I think they get set back 5-10 years, because a coach, number one, the next coach they're going to fire is not going to want to come into a program that can't play in the postseason, that has scholarship reductions, and that has this type of stuff attached to their name. So you're not going to get a big name right off the bat. So you're going to have to go take a shot at somebody. And unless, it's a pretty like sought after coaching position, honestly, with the resources and stuff there. So you could debate that in either direction, but it is interesting. It's going to be interesting to see, number one, what the final punishment is. And then number two, the recovery time for this, because, if this happens, or when this happens, for example, Ohio State winning the national title, I would love to see the numbers of how much it boosted their NIL revenue. But I would bet you it had a very big effect. I think we got a pretty big boost in NIL. Well, it goes the other direction too. When all these supporters and stuff, and you wonder why we're hearing these rumors about, Bryce Underwood not getting paid what he was promised and other things. It's because, dude, I mean, when you're show causing your coach for 2 games, man, these supporters are going to start seeing that. They don't want to support a football team that's not going to do anything for the next 5 years. People support to winning teams. Like, that's what they want. Nobody gives NIL money and says, this is so you guys can win 5 games this year. They're giving it in hopes that you go win a national title. Like, deep down, that's what they want. You know what I mean? I'm giving this NIL money because I think we're building something here. I think we're building a winning program. But when you're not going to have the opportunity to go win anything, I'm not sure how much money you're going to get. But absolutely. I can't wait to see the comments on that. It's going to be great. I love reading them.
Yeah,
I love it. Me and Mello had a video that we titled Bryce Underwood Leaving Scum or something, and it's on Twitter. It's got like 175,000 views, and that's what I do at night now. I go read those comments, and by the time I'm done, I'm in tears laughing. Dog, Mello, you understand what we've been called? We've been called everything under the sun, bro. It's so great.
They're so mad at us.
Oh, they got some good ones, though. They come back. We've been called, they called us fat. They said, we're these two. And one of them said, looks like I'm in my mom's basement. I would love to be in my mom's basement doing this show. That'd be cool, man. It's sweet, man. I would love it. But yeah, it's great, dude. It's great.
Yep.
Mello, any final thoughts before we wrap this thing up?
Once again, everybody keep Donald and Karen in your prayers. Happy Mother's Day to everybody. We didn't forget trivia this time. We almost did, but we didn't. And thank you for joining us. Remember, Stilly Matt's not in the chat, so you guys could probably catch up to him real quick. You never know.
All right, here we go. Let's get this thing out of the way. This is a 1-point question. One question for today. And it is, who holds the Buckeyes record for most rushing yards in a bowl game? He's only the most famous Buckeye, or not, most recent famous one. Somebody's going to get this one right. No,
Trey Sermon.
not Trey Sermon, who just signed with who did he just sign with? There it is, Zeke, the natural.
Yes, sir.
All right.
It
Hey,
came natural for him.
Natural's getting up there, man. He's got 6 now. That's 6.
Yep.
Kentaco 7, Meadows 5, Steely with 10.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So
Tomorrow
2:30, we're going to be going live for Jordan Thomas's announcement. And then we'll also be going at 6 o'clock on Buckeye Scoop. And then Tuesday, we got Carson Baker, one of the best running backs in the 2026 class. Ohio State's after him hard. He'll be joining us on the Buckeye Boys channel at 8:45. So tune in for that. Got some other good interviews coming your way. But on that note, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe and become a member if you want to support a channel that gives back to the people that watch in free tickets and anything else that we can afford to give away. But on that note, we love you guys. We appreciate you guys. Happy Mother's Day. Pray for Donald's mother as well. Go Buckeyes. OH.
IO.